Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach and I'm back. I haven't done recordings in a very long time. As I said in my previous video that I just was busy. I was getting a lot of stuff done for other things and just didn't have the time to put into making videos. When I do this, I try to do them a lot like in succession and then take a break in between the two while I'm editing and uploading. So that happened at the beginning of this year and I just ran out of the backlog. So now I should have some time now that I'm done with VS Live and I'm done with the presentations as I was doing. I'm noticing on the camera here that it's in the afternoon, so the sunlight's coming through my window now. Daylight savings time is changing and everything else is changing. So I don't know, maybe I should invest in getting like a black background or something like that, or just I don't want to get the green screen and then just have me floating around. I don't want to have that, but maybe something a little bit with a very simple background. We'll see. I don't know. Whatever. I kind of like that soft light in the background. It's very angelic. For what it's worth. So what I'm going to be doing is a whole bunch of rock stuff again. And there's a couple things that I want to fix that I've run into. These should be minor, but then after that, there's some investigations I want to do with source generators to make sure that what I think I can do to make them better will actually have some evidence that it will make it better. One of the things I've been thinking about is having like the idea of a data model that's what I'm putting in the pipeline rather than, I think I'm using symbols right now, which as I've read, that's not really what you want to do. So I want to make sure that for one, that is the better way to do it, but also the fact that I'm saying rock create and then a generic, that generic is what is keying the generator to say, I need to make a mock for that type. Well, what happens if I don't change that type? Or what happens if I don't change that code, but I change the type underneath? Does that get called again? And I believe it does, but I want to make sure of that. So there's just a couple of simple little experiments I'm going to do probably off camera and then show them to say, yes, this is the right way to go. But then a lot of what I'm going to do is going through and making just essentially a whole new generator based on what I've done before and hopefully make it better. Have a data model in place rather than relying upon the symbols that are there. And that should hopefully make things more streamlined, not just from a performance perspective, but also a maintenance perspective. It's feeling a little hard to make changes. And that's why there are some bugs that I haven't touched and I'm not going to until I can get through this, because the intent and the hope is that once I get through all this work, that I will be able to attack those bugs and fix them in what the hope is that it should be less time. Okay. But this is going to be a major undertaking because, well, major in some ways and hopefully not in others, but you know, I've rewritten this one time already, the current version that you're on, making it source generators, and now keeping it source generators, but hopefully making it more, I keep saying hopefully making it more incremental generator friendly, maybe making it a little bit faster, a little bit less memory consumption, you know, stuff like that. That is the intent of this. So I'm not going to get rid of what I have until I'm convinced that what I create is actually better, but that's neither here nor there. What I want to do is attack this list, 701. And some of these I may push to 7.1, which may end up being called 8. It depends on how long it takes for 7.1 to get done. Because it's not a breaking change. It's just a better feature, so to speak. I wouldn't call it a bug fix. But if it takes so long to get done that we're getting close to the 8.0 release, which at this point would be 8 months. I don't know if you, did I have my, yeah, I did. So you counted up 8 months, approximately that. If it takes that long to do all that work, then I may consider just making it an 8.0 version, and that would bump the milestone here. So Again, some of these may get done here in the next couple of episodes. Some of them may get pushed, especially the top two. Those might actually get pushed. But some of these I'm going to try to do, especially the ones on the bottom. And actually this one here, I'm probably going to rename and say package improvements, like make a better icon, add a better README. There's some other attributes that you can put in your package. I just did a talk on NuGet packages in VS Live Vegas, and that was really good because it forced me to dig deep into some things in NuGet. And there's even more I could try out, but there are definitely some new things that were added that I'm considering adding to this project. Nothing major, but just these little additions here and there and everywhere to hopefully make things better. But let's start on a simple path because, again, I haven't really touched this project in months, literally. And in fact, when is the last time I touched this? If I go to my commit history, well, that was a changelog update. That doesn't really count. The last major one I did was I released 7.0 in November. So that's 4 months. Okay. 4 months ago. I haven't done anything since. So time to get back into it. And as I know, when I get back into it, there's always a little bit of what in the world was I doing before? We're going to do this one first. So this happens if you get if you expected something to be called and it wasn't called. So when you call verify, you get a verification exception. But whenever I've seen it in the test explorer, the message, it just says verification exception. And I'm like, I know I'm capturing the failures, but what I just realized is I don't actually add that to toString. So I want to have something more here, that says this is what actually failed. Okay. So that's what we're going to be doing right now. So we're going to do 221. I don't think I have a branch made. Yep. No, I don't. So we're going to make a branch. No. I don't mean manage. I said new branch. See, it's already starting. 221 update verification exception. Okay. So we'll say create. And how do I want to do this? I could say tests here. I don't have exception tests, which makes me sad. So there's dead on return exception. So we're going to do one here. I don't know if any of these other ones, now that I'm looking at this, they might all just be just different kinds of exceptions. Wait, does that say new mock exception? It does. Well, that's a wrong name for the file there. Expectation exception. Yeah, none of these actually do anything. Okay, except that one has a comment. That's something I need to do in my package thingy, which is, you know what? Let's just do that now before I forget. I might as well. Let's come over here. And no. Let's go to milestones and go to 701. I'm actually good. I have a timer going because making dinner and I got to throw something in at a certain point. I can make another episode or two tonight, but neither here nor there. So this one, we're going to call this update package settings. Okay. So I'm going to say save. Well, I don't want to edit his. This is an issue with some package updates that I want to make, including the icon. Here's the list. So what I want to do is move to central package management, use a better icon, XML comments plus inclusion in the package. Including, what kind of word is that? Inclusion in the package. And then other things as I remember them. Okay. So the icon too, I mean, I made that, I had somebody make that when I first created this project, and I wanted it to have this kind of retro look to it, like asteroids. And yeah, that was okay, but yes, it definitely is very hard to see, like this biohazard person states. And if you can't see it here, he's suggesting using this, and I will change it with different colors. I might use, like, I've always used this blue, orange, white thing on my website. It's not like it's my favorite colors, but it just is something I've used before. So I made changes to have like this black outline and white, and then everything, having the other things, the blue color that I've used before. I've changed that for collets. So if I go to this package that I use a lot for demos to create the collets conjecture, you'll see here that if I zoom in, oh, well, then it just decides not to even show it to you. That's wonderful. But you can see it, right there, the 3x plus 1. So that's the intent, is to have it that, kind of do the same color schemes over and over again. But anyway, I'm already getting sidetracked, but we've got that better there. Okay, so we are going to do exceptions. I'm not going to do, let's see, add new folder. We say exceptions, and then we're going to say verification exception test. I'm not going to test everything about like what I do exceptions right now. I've done that in the past with some projects I've been on before, which was to say, I kind of learned a new keystroke to get right to adding a class. I forget which one it is, but that's something that's added new to Visual Studio recently. For God's sakes, just go away. Move them. Do file scoped. I thought I had this already built in, and I'm still not doing it. Whatever. Public static class. And we want to say fact. No, not fact. Work uses XUnit. I use NUnit. Test. There we go. Okay. So public static void throw with failures. Okay. So we're going to say try, and then catch verification exception E, because that's a great name. So we're going to say throw new verification exception. And actually, I don't think I actually have to throw it. I can just make failures here. New failure 1, failure 2, because why not? The thing is, I could actually probably, but I want to see it in the message as it comes through. Okay, so we want to assert that e.message is equal to, well, I don't know. What do I want it to be equal to? Well, this isn't the message. This is toString. And that's actually a good point, because I want this to show up with this. It's not necessarily part of the message itself. So the following verification failures occurred. We want to see failure 1, failure 2. Is that sufficient? Is that really what I want? Failures, because it could be, I don't know. What I really want to just see is that text there. Okay, so if I come back now to, well, I could have just done it through here. Come on. Use your keystrokes. Come on, Jason. Okay, so now we're going to override toString. Okay. And what we want to say here is string. No, we want to do that and then come back over here and say, well, that's actually what we want to see. Okay. And then what happens in here is we want to see string.join. Yes. This.failures. And that should be it. Okay, let's run this and see what happens. Well, this is what happens when the SDK has newer analyzers with version 7. So, well, you know what? Let's do that first. Just in case there are any updates that we can do. And when I go to central package management, this will be a slightly bit easier. Not much though. Oh God. Oh no. All these packages that are in that other project. That was such a good idea, and it's not anymore. Oh, well. Let's just see what happens, right? It always happens to me. It's like, yeah, this will be a simple thing, and then you don't stay updated. I need Dependabot. I need to put Dependabot in place and just tell me when all the things update. Yes, I accept all the things. I mean, what could go wrong, right? What do I actually have here? I've got directory build props, and I don't target a specific, well, we should say one now. Okay. But I don't target a specific analyzer package, I don't think. Well, I do, but that's analyzers. Yeah, what? Oh, that's right. Because this is, I forgot, this handles net standard, because if you have .NET Standard 2.0, which is what your packages should be, I forgot about all the memories. They're all coming back now. Does it yell at me for a whole bunch of other things that I would not be surprised if it does, because it's all these new analyzers and they're like, you're an idiot. Why are you doing this? And what I thought would be just a simple one little thing with a one little override of toString will just be like, oh no, of course not. Why would you ever want to do this? Yeah, all these are because I created all these different classes for testing purposes. And I'm like, I don't care about implementing any of these because that's not the point. The point is to just see, can I make a, whatever this map thing was, I completely have forgotten. Oh, that's right. Because in the tests, like if you have something here, you have to say, you can't just do this. You actually have to give a element factory of a particular type that implements what this is constrained to. So I had to do all that. That in turn causes all these problems, which I do not care about. So what I could do, I believe, can I say in here, no warn? Yes, I could do that in an editor config, but this is CA 1065. 1065. Okay, let's just see what it builds now. Because again, in this one project, I don't care that this has been, that these types are created this way. It doesn't matter. Oh, now only 204. Well, now I'm actually getting compiler errors. Oh, and it's probably because there's new versions of things, like mapped element does not implement interface members. So like here, if I said implement interface, can I do it to all the, yeah, because if it says given, is that the error? Like if I go given namespace element? Yeah, URI, that's what it is. Okay, so if I said implement interface, like for all the things that need to be implemented, because again, I don't care that they're going to be like down at the bottom here, there's a now given namespace URI, and so that should no longer matter, and it doesn't. Okay, so we've gotten rid of some errors. What is this? Yeah, but I'm implementing the interface. I don't have a choice. Go yell at this thing that's telling me to do that. This big I document is what's telling me way down here to say, well, this needs to be a string. This is the one big drawback of having this code generation project, is because I'm referencing so many other NuGet packages in it, as they update, then I got to update, and it can get to be lots of fun. Why didn't this one get updated? So update it, implement it. Yeah, yeah, go implement. I told you all in the project, right? Do it. Apply. Okay, well now what? I don't care. I don't care. CA 815. Wait, that was what? 1815. Okay. Don't care. Don't care. I just don't care. I'm down to 41. I mean, that's better. And this is really kind of confusing me. Like, if I say here, this is taking for freaking ever. Okay, if I say here, do this, like for this one, unless there have been different numbers. Yeah, fix all CS0535. So you'd think that would have done it for all these. Is it just for mass transit? Like there's one down here. What is this? Nullability of reference types in type parameter payload does not, as you remember, try get payload, T out T payload, possibly because of nullability attributes. Look, I didn't define you. You defined this for me. So, not null when? Did that get added? No, are you going to be happy now? Yeah, now you're happy. Okay, fine, whatever. Let's close all these, say, fine. Again, this has nothing to do with what I wanted to test. We're actually getting close to the end of the time here. Wait, what was that? Consider calling a configure, what? Property should not return away. This is not my problem. I've seen this one too. This can be sealed because it has no subtypes. It's like, shut up. I mean, seriously, do you not understand what top level statements are to this? Oh, I'm back, baby. I'm back. It's just only complaining about this stuff. Love it. Should override equals because it implements IE equatable. And guess what? I'm not going to do that. I don't care. I don't care. So what I'm going to do off camera is I'm going to fix all these and then get back to actually running my test for the verification exception and see, did that actually work? And I might just throw in another test to see what that actually looks like then when you fail in Visual Studio. So in any event, we're going to stop here, but oh, it's good to be back. It's so good to be back. Thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.